We're live, 5 around the world. This is Drew Malone Raised the Third. It's Thursday, and it's Wind Talkers Radio Network around the world, independently and privately owned radio stations, as well as off the internet on Blog Talk Radio. I want to thank Larissa and Doug and Matthew, as well as Travis, who is manning the board for Bobby tonight, or this afternoon, or this morning, down under there in New Zealand, as Bobby had to go to get her physical, and she didn't make it back. So some of you that were listening to the BBC News and the termination of the BBC News unexpectedly, it was because Travis wasn't used to getting the BBC started properly on the news break there for you, but I promise you he will get it done after the show today. This is live radio from the United States of America to around the world. To all my fellow Marines in every clime and every place, welcome to the show. This is Thursday, obviously, the 21st day of May, and it's the day that we bring on our illustrious financial advisor. But as I bring him forth, I bring forth this quote from the Alabama Declaration of Rights, Article 1, Section 35, that the sole object and only legitimate end of government is to protect the citizens in the enjoyment of life, liberty, and property. And when the government assumes other functions, it is usurpation and oppression, unquote. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, we have a government of tyrant, affluent, fascist, Stalinists running around wanting to be those controlling interests of businesses. Now what we have, ladies and gentlemen, we do not have a government of liberty and justice. We have a fascist form of government that is slowly taking away your rights, putting you into an immoral state, and, ladies and gentlemen, even the state of California might fall because they're $21.7 billion in debt. And guess what? The people in California yesterday voted to increase the salaries of everybody in the legislature. 74% of the people voted for it. Of the 7 ballots on the table, 6 ballots to bring forth funds to save the state were all voted down. Of course, I agree with those voting down what those elitist, affluent fascists wanted to do, but why vote a salary increase of 12% to all public officials, including the governor? That doesn't make sense to me. We have a problem out there, and then we have other problems. And those of you that have questions, send me an IM to drewrains@yahoo.com or an email to drewrains@yahoo.com. Or those of you on the Skype bridge, it's drewmalone.rains, the 3 I's. Okay, and you can send me through the Skype bridge commentates for my guest today, because I've got one of the most intellectual investors in the world who has been seeing this crisis that's around us. And those of you that think that we're coming out of this crisis, I got news for you. You've got your head up your posterior. The man on the show today has predicted everything that's happened, exactly that this system would come to a collapse, start to collapse, and then rebound for a period of time. And here we are, you people in California, you voted for a pay raise? Give me a break. What say you, Mr. Chapman? Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you very much, and I lived in...
Oh, I didn't know that was in the background. Sorry about that, Mr. Chapman.
Ooh. I lived in...
that music.
All right, I lived in Southern California for 36 years. And I left there in 1994 because they said the state was going to go broke. I was a little premature, but as it turned out, I was right. Took a little while. their tax base has been destroyed, and they spend far, far more money than they should. The Los Angeles area is like a Soviet satellite, and probably 40% of the people in Southern California don't even pay taxes. So, how can you expect the state to function? They have millions of illegal aliens in the state. And so, that's what they want, that's what they get. The state is going to go broke unless the federal government comes in and saves them. They're going to lay off 55,000 teachers. I mean, who's going to be there to teach the children? They're going to let half the people out of jail, and they're going to cut back on everything. And I'm rather surprised that 65% of the voters turned everything down, because when I lived there, they approved everything, just like there was no tomorrow. And so California's doomed.
I agree on that 100%. I have a gentleman here from San Diego that IM'd. He said, Mr. Chapman's correct. 40% of the population of this state are illegal. What he fails to mention is that 7% of the population is the United States military, one branch or another.
Oh, I didn't know that. And now that you mentioned the military, we have a subscriber who has just returned to Afghanistan, and he has been handing out the International Forecaster in his compound of 200, and he said everybody's very happy with it. So if anybody else is out there in the boonies, so to speak, please let me know, and we'll see what kind of an arrangement we can make to get one of you who has a computer an issue so that you can pass it around by email all over the place. Now, we want the people who are out fighting for our country in Iraq or in Afghanistan, Pakistan, other places, we want them to know what's really going on. And so we'll be happy to do that.
All right, guys. You got it from the horse's mouth right there. He's willing to help you guys learn the truth. You just got to network and share the information.
All they have to do, Drew, is email me and tell me that they're in the military. And the email address is Bob, B-O-B, at INTFORECASTER.com. Bob at intforecaster.com, and I will answer them.
Understood. And those of you that want his email address, it's on the web page, my web page. Those of you that go there and pull the news and views, it's there, so you can easily find it there. Mr. Chapman, in the world of finances out there, there is a couple of people that feel the United States is really operating in the black, literally. One individual put a news article out that was forwarded to me, and he says in that news article that it's urgently needed that an audit for the last 3 years, specifically targeting, just sorry about that, I got somebody interrupted me, specifically targeting, let's see, where are we at here, Drew? Let's see, specifically targeting offshore. There we go, offshore government accounts and domestically managed government accounts to compare the net results from the 2008 end orchestrated collapse. If done, quote, I'm very confident that the people would find the United States government net and financial offset would bring the big picture squarely into the black. What does Mr. Chapman feel about a statement like that?
Well, I don't quite understand it, but I do know this, that 4 years ago, corporations by legislature was allowed to bring back $350 billion in offshore accounts. And they were going to create jobs with that money, and they didn't create one job. But when they brought it back, they didn't pay 35% taxation. They paid 5 1/4. And this is what the president wants to do with the $700 billion that's out there now. And quite frankly, I don't think it's a bad idea, but I think they should pay 35%. And if they do that, well, we'll welcome the money coming back in. But knowing these criminals called politicians, that won't be the way it is.